Hello there. This is Robert from Elite Minds coming to you guys live here this Thursday. It looks like there's a small challenge here with Facebook right now, but we'll see exactly. We'll give it a moment. All right. I think we are inside Facebook, inside Instagram here, going live in Gram. Yes, here we are. So, all right. So this is Robert Price again coming to you guys live inside of our um, Facebook group. We're looking at really kind of diving in today a little on the Black Book that I had been talking about over the last couple of weeks that has finally come to fruition. And it's good to see some folks here on Instagram. Um, QB, Louis, good to see you. Great job today, Louis. In your districts, going off to regionals. Well done. So, as I shared, what we're going to be talking about is the ability to look at focus and the things that we can actually control versus the things that we don't have any control over today. So I'm excited just to kind of talk to you guys a little bit today around that. As I mentioned last week, if you're not in the Facebook group, so this is for my folks that are on Instagram and in YouTube as well watching. Uh, I am going to transparently. I'm going to be offering um, the an opportunity to purchase, and the only place that you can actually say yes to that is not going to be on the Instagram or on YouTube. It's actually only going to be available for those inside of the group itself. So I just want to let folks know that as we're getting started. So it's good to see some folks already in the group joining us today. So I'm glad to see you all there as we talk today. If there are any questions that you have, please let me know. But like I mentioned, just so that you guys are well aware, there's some replays. People are going to watch this a little bit later inside of the group. Please know that the only place to actually purchase this is going to be here on or inside of the group. So what I'm going to be sharing a little bit today is about it, the Junior Golfers Focus Black Book. So in that Black Book, it specifically is going to be geared toward helping the junior golfer and their parent together collaboratively understanding and walking through the things that they have control over, the things that they don't have control over, and the things that they actually have some level of influence around. And so those are the things that we're going to be talking a little bit about today, just kind of as an introduction for that. And so again, as I mentioned, this is only going to be found inside of that Facebook group. If you are on Instagram hanging with me inside of my in my profile, there in the description in my profile is the link specifically to hop into the Facebook group. I know not everybody, especially our young folks, are not necessarily on Facebook, but make sure that your parents minimally or you yourself might be able to hop in there. So that's what we're looking to do today, and really give folks an opportunity to just talk and walk through some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So here we go. One of the things that I've been working through within this particular product really is, how do I start to help folks understand my process, right? That's huge. So for many of my clients right now, when we are chatting and talking, I absolutely ask them these questions about, hey, what are the things that you did well today? Meaning, what were the things that we set out to accomplish from the goal standpoint? And then how were we able to accomplish those things? Did we actually do the things necessary for our success? And so really for us, when I'm working with them, they start to hear that language, they start to understand there are certain things that we can focus on. And oftentimes, what I talk to them about right away in the beginning is understanding that there is nothing with regards to winning that you have, I call it control over. So, winning and losing is kind of a no control. But you can obviously influence winning. You can put yourself in position to win by the achieving certain things, doing the things that you want to do. Michael Jordan is famously known for saying that at any given day, somebody can beat me because they might just have their best day, which is true. So you may have your good day or consistently great day, but somebody might actually just, specifically in the golf sport realm, just outplay you for 2 days or 3 days, or they may have had their best 3 rounds or 2 rounds. We don't know what that will look like, and you may play well enough to win, but you just didn't win that day. So there is no true control over winning and or losing. And so, but you do have influence over how well you play, the keeping up with the goals, managing your effective talk, looking at things when you're in trouble, how to get out of trouble, managing misses, things of the sort. So we're going to spend a little bit of energy today, kind of as I mentioned, just inside of this a little bit. I will probably share my screen a bit here just to kind of talk or walk through a little bit of this so that folks kind of have an idea on what is on the inside of the actual black book. So as I mentioned, what we know is this, because I had, last week I was actually driving back from an AJGA qualifier with my daughter in the car and doing this. So this week, hopefully, we have wonderful audio and everything is amazing. Wi-Fi is on point. So again, just to kind of talk and walk through this a little bit, is that there are certain aspects of what we're looking to accomplish. And so many of our junior golfers are out here really looking for an opportunity to improve their golf game. And how do we go about doing that? How do we manage the things that are distractions while we're out on the golf course? How do we go about making sure that while we're out there that we have actually set up priorities according to what we need to do in order to stay focused and locked in? So one of the cool things that I have and that I love to share is this. So if you begin to understand what focus actually is, then that's our first step, right? So today I'm going to just share a little bit about it because I think you hear that word often. Your coaches say that, your parents say that, you say that, hey, I need you to focus. Well, that is true. I do need you to focus, but we have to do a little bit of defining so that way we know what focus is or what does it actually look like for us because once we have that conversation, then we can actually start beginning to figure out like, oh, okay, so that's what I'm actually supposed to be doing, and it's yes, that's what you're supposed to be doing. So when we're talking about focus, what we're really talking is about is our ability to put our attention onto the task at hand, our ability to put our attention onto the task at hand. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about focus. Are you able to, on purpose, put your attention onto a task at hand? So, on purpose, task at hand. That's what we're looking at when we're talking about focus. And because of that definition, what I know is this: if we can master that type of control, if we can master that type of focus, then we will actually be able to focus the word, our attention on the things that we actually can control, the things that we have influence, and not focus or put a lot of energy and effort on the things that we don't have control over. So again, that definition that we're going to be walking and working through today is deliberately putting our attention onto a task. That's what focus means. So when a coach is saying to you, "Hey, I need you to focus," that's really what they're hopefully asking of you to do. They might not know that definition, but they know what it looks like. Your parents know what it looks like when they say that, and you, in your way, believe you know as the athlete what it looks like too. But we are not really taught how to do that. We're not taught how do we actually take our attention, deliberately put it on to a task at hand. And so this Blackbook helps folks at least begin to be able to do that. So again, I was, as I mentioned, I'm going to share my screen a little bit just to kind of help folks see what it is that we're going to be talking and walking through a little bit today. So this is just a little inside peek into the Black Book. It's set up real nice for you. It's got some great visuals in there for you. And I am selling this today. It's going to be I'm only selling, as I think I may have mentioned, to this, but I will put it in here so that you all are tracking exactly how many of these that I'm selling and the price that I am selling them for. So they're $29 today only, really, because I know that I'm going to have 20 people buying these, and I only have space for 20 folks to actually have this playbook. And so this is just one of the aspects of the full playbook. But the reality of this is a great base for us to be able to start to understand what it is that we're looking for. So this is just to kind of give you again that process. And I shared this, and these are questions that we're going to be hitting home on. We're going to be looking at how do I identify what is controllable, what's influenceable, or what's non-controllable. So it's important, as I mentioned, to distinguish between the three of these things: control, influence, non-control. So once we can do that, we'll be able to put our attention, focus, and energy where it's supposed to be, and doing that deliberately. Okay, doing that deliberately. That's where we want to be able to understand, like, this is so important, because once we do that, and here I just this wonderful question here is, why is it so important to focus on these things? Well, what we know is that it's so important to focus on these things because if we are actually putting our attention on the things that we have some level of control, then our anxiety, our stress, all those things begin to fade. They begin to lower or lessen. When we are able to direct our attention, direct our energy toward the proper controllables, then that is how we can start to contribute toward what we want to be thinking about more effectively, how we're actually able to accomplish and achieve the goals within a tournament, between holes, from hole to hole. That's really what's important. So, as I've shared here, the whole idea here is to be able to direct your attention onto the task at hand. And so, I talk about this idea of the dichotomy of control and being able to know that there is this thing. There's a little science in there, a little history, but it's helping us start to understand, like, if I'm putting my attention on the thing that I have control over, and I can do that deliberately and intentionally, then I'm actually able to be way ahead of the game when it comes to managing our focus, specifically on the golf course during rounds, in between rounds, and round to round. This is how we begin that baseline of consistency, and that's what we're looking for. That's what I'm working with my athletes around, is getting them to become more consistently great at the things that they do. And so, how do we do that? Well, this is the baseline of what we do. This becomes a lot of the conversation over those 3, 6, 9 months that I'm working with my athletes. I'm really looking at helping them understand, look, there are certain things about your golf game that you have control over. There's certain things about your golf game that you have influence over. And let's create goals around those two items. And that's what we're looking at. That's what we're tracking. Because sometimes there are non-controllables, weather, playing partners, grouping, time of tee off, whatever that might look like for you. All those things are actually happening. And we don't know, we don't have any control over that, but how we actually plan for that, but how, more importantly, how we're actually starting to plan for the things that we have influence over and the things that we have control over. So if we're able to do that, and begin this process, then what you'll start to see is a more consistently great golfer, but more consistently great in their overall performance. Often, what I find is that I'm working with athletes to help them not only reach their potential, but maximize that and then exceed it. Because once we start to unlock some of these things, this is how we get them to be able to go from the level that they're at, where they may have feel like they've plateaued, to the next level very quickly. So that's why I'm really offering this Junior Golfers Focus Playbook, Black Book, excuse me, so that way the parents out there and their junior golfers can work through this together. And then, as I mentioned earlier, if you missed this, I will be following up with the purchasers of this and having a 15-minute phone call with them to kind of walk through their results, walk through where they are, if there's any sticking points. So I will be offering my time. That is why there's only 20 of these available, because I'm only offering 20 so that I can spend 15 minutes with each person as they set their time up to kind of dive into this a little bit for them. And so again, the only place that you're going to be able to say that you want this is literally inside of the Facebook group. So that's where this will be. This is how you will go about getting it. So absolutely. And I see that you're asking for the link. I will make sure that that is provided here at the end, so that way everybody is able to grab it at the same time. So I'm glad that you're wanting that, and I will make sure that you absolutely have it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a moment of time, and kind of talk through this a little bit, so that way folks are out there. I have some questions out there on Instagram, um, so that way folks will be able to ask their questions. So just as a response to a question, there it is. Anna asked if I will provide the link. It will be put up here shortly, actually, so that folks that are on the call live have first opportunity to get this, and then the folks, obviously, as I mentioned, in the group have an opportunity to get this as well. Because I wanted to, as I shared earlier and even last week, I want to reward those that are actually in the group. It's a free group. You can hop in there, no problem. And that way, you're making sure that you're staying abreast around these things that we're talking about, and making sure that you're able to receive these types of things. There will be many things similar to this that will be coming as well. So just know that that's there's the benefits. The benefits of being in the group specifically. It's the benefits of having the opportunity to interact here as well. And so really excited about those things. So um, yes. Boom. All right. So I got a question here in Instagram too. Uh, yes. I'm asking one on Instagram. So Scott, if you're out there, just so you are tracking, um, letting him know as well that it's available inside the Facebook group. So thank you for asking that question. Um, that's where the link will be for everybody to get what they're looking for. Awesome. So this is an exciting time, and I'm glad folks are here. Yes, I'm actually going to, Anna, put your question in here because I wanted. That's a great question. So, as for those of you who are on Instagram, Anna's question is it a good idea to implement these things during tournament season? I know sometimes uh, we don't want to change too much. So great question. Um, I think the actual there's two answers, but one is yes, um, and then the next answer is absolutely yes, because this is what I will share with you with the specifically. I know your kiddo too. Is if we begin to teach them um, how, even specifically in this season, I believe your kid is playing high school golf. So high school golf means things, but it's also a great opportunity and place to try these things as well, right? Sometimes there's 9-hole events, 18-hole events. Sometimes there might be a 36-hole event. I think in Texas they do that for districts and regionals and things of the sort. So this would be a really good opportunity for you guys to sit down together, kind of walk through this particular skill specifically around focus, and really be able to start to ask the right questions about rounds that he's actually has upcoming. So during the tournament season, this actually it's something that is easily implemented. It flows very well in that earlier conversations that we've had here, even around well, what is it that we're talking to our kid about after their round of golf? Well, we're going to be actually talking to our kid about these things specifically after their rounds of golf, because now you'll be able to help them see the things that they actually set goals for, the things that they were actually able to control, what influences they had that they weren't able to find control around. And I'll speak to that one because I think that's really unique. Um, and we know this. I'm a junior golf parent. Our kid can one day go out and shoot an 89, a 91, a 95, and then literally 2 days later come out and shoot 76, 75, 72. I literally just seen this. So we go from a crazy high score to shooting 77, 75. Um, it can happen. And so, but the reason is we really were able to address this specifically, is really looking at, are we able to learn what it is that we can control, and then really asking what are the things that we're actually focusing on while we're out there during these types of moments, when the ball goes in the water, when we have to take a penalty stroke, or we hit a ball out of bounds, or when we have a bogey train happening. Being able to help them say, no, what is it that you should be focusing on? What are the controllables in this moment? Or what are the things that you actually have influence over right now? And getting them to actually start to process that during a tournament or in a tournament season is absolutely the best time. Great question. All right, we got people joining the Facebook group to hop in there and grab one of these 20 that's available. So, um, what I'm getting ready to do is I'm actually going to inside of the Facebook group. I'm going to go ahead and uh, post the actual link for this. Uh, I'm going to attach it actually inside of the in a couple of places, so that way folks know exactly where to go. So it is there, and it is there as well. So for those that are actually listening right now, Inside of the group, in the post for tonight's live is the actual link for this. Again, you'll see it there. You will also see it um, specifically uh, in the actual video link that we're in there. So you'll see it in a couple of places for you. If you don't see it, you can absolutely, and I'm going to write it in here so that just way folks can have it. This is going to be, if you want to take a quick picture of this, you can, but it's actually inside of the actual group itself. So I'll keep it there for a moment. But that this is you'll see a link just like this to hop in there and go ahead and make your purchase. Um, so once you have purchased that, it'll be an email will be sent to you um, by tomorrow, so that way you will have access to that, and that way you will be ready to walk through this yourself, but also walk through this with your junior golfer, so that way you guys can start moving along in this process. In addition to that, as I mentioned, there is you will be asked to set up a call with me for 15 minutes, toward the at least a week or so into this, to ensure that you're doing it the right way that we need to be doing it, but also to make sure that you are um, have any feedback or follow up with regards to what we have going on. So I'm excited about people hopping in and wanting an opportunity to begin this process with for their junior golfer. Um, and so I'm excited about the opportunity. Again, if you are hanging out with me on Instagram and you are new to me, just so that you are out there tracking, uh, the link is in my bio for the Facebook group. Um, we just literally had someone hop in from Instagram and right into the Facebook group, so I know that it's working. Um, so that's where you'll find me. So I'm looking forward to next week. Again, I will stay on a little bit here if there are questions, just for ordering purposes. I'll stay on for a few minutes if people are going to hop in right now and make that purchase. So um, I will do that here on StreamYard. All right. Again, thank you for those that are uh, in the group. Um, I I'm going to be, again. There's a few places that the link has been posted, and if there's questions about finding it, please let me know. Um, it is there for you. If you're in this and you're watching this uh, replay later, then you'll see exactly how to raise your hand to let me know if there are any left. But hopefully there will be one or two left for folks to grab a hold of. Um, and so, yep, um, put this right in here. Actually, where I'm live as well. So Awesome. All right, folks. We have already sold six. Awesome. So hop in there, make sure that you guys are getting what it is that you need, and looking forward to helping you. If you have any questions on if there's a payment issue or something like that, please just send me a message, either DM, text, email, whatever. Most of you guys have all of that detail for me. Just let me know, and we'll get you started. And I'm looking forward to working with those that were able to purchase tonight right away. So 12 are left now. Awesome. So, um, yeah, just let me know what you need, and I will help you guys process through. So, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy Easter, and I am excited about the Resurrection Sunday. So, talk with you all soon. See you next week as well. Have a good one.